Okay, so as I'm going through announcements, if you have any other questions, topics, stuff you want to go over tonight, like this calls for all of us to mastermind because I think when we did the Emerald Mastermind earlier this month, that went really well to just kind of connect and brainstorm and remember that you're not the only one feeling the way that you do, but to come out of the call with some excitement or some new things to focus on. So as I'm talking, if anything comes to mind, I did write down what you guys put in the chat, but I just wanted to say you can use the chat here if there's something else that spoke to you. And shout out to Sarah for posting that she's here. I saw you, girl. Love it. Okay, a few announcements, quite a few, because y'all know tomorrow is the last day of the month. So remember that you still have your promo codes to use. That has been building kind of excitement. I feel like people are coming out of the Super Bowl, Valentine's Day fog and starting to think about spring since March is so close. So don't give up, follow up like a fiend. I know I'm doing that. And right alongside of that, tomorrow launches the sample workout for 4 weeks for everybody. So if you didn't already, I haven't searched Vimeo for the link. It might already be up there, but we'll post it in the hub, share it with all your people, get them to try the program. That is like the biggest tool in our toolbox from now till the launch of March 15th. And then this week in the champions page, Autumn and a lot of different people are going to be doing different trainings on the program. So your focus is to number one, finish your February goals out tomorrow. And then number two, educate yourselves this next week. There's always going to be a lot of info. Some of the stuff you're going to know already, but we can't ask our teams to do anything we're not doing. And next Sunday's call will be our launch party for 4-week gut protocol. So that will be open to all challengers and coaches. So I expect every coach on our team to do something this week to learn about the program so that come next week with the launch party, we can all come to the table with things that we're excited about, value to share, all that good stuff. Cool? Cool. And then just know that after we do the launch party call next Sunday, we will open up the free group, do more info there. So everything with a new program is all about FOMO and excitement. The way you get yourself excited is to learn and educate yourself, to try the stuff yourself, to be excited yourself, because your team's not going to do what you don't do, right? So that's why I'm kind of like giving you guys the big overview picture of there's always a funnel. Like Allie doesn't hit Success Club 10 because she woke up today and started following up. She's done it because the last 3 months she's been working towards it. So use this new program excitement. If you're coming back, if you're restarting your business, if you're coming off a month where you're like, this is the way you build FOMO and energy and excitement. I know we've been talking about that in our coach pod of like, energy is a transfer and people can feel that. So if you can't tell, I'm excited, and our teams love Autumn, guys. So like, don't miss out on this opportunity to build your team and build what you want to go after. Another fun thing that is coming out, I was putting together the March calendar, and this is where I just like love Carl and the way he thinks. Starting March 1st, there's now going to be little badges you can earn through BOD, which is so cool, I think, because we underestimate the value of like finishing a program or logging 25 Shakeologies a month. These are now all things that our challengers are going to get little badges on their BOD profile that will also be shared with you as your coach and can be shared, supposedly, we will see how that works, can be shared in the BOD group. So you guys are getting first access to this new info. I'm excited about it because I think that we don't always celebrate our challengers in that way. And that's like the biggest part of consistency, right? Finishing programs, being consistent with supplements, all that good stuff. So that's something fun that will be coming in March. And I would encourage us to talk about in our coach pods, like how can we celebrate that on a regular basis, or how can we make that a fun thing that connects everybody doing something together, especially knowing a test group's coming up. So I wanted to give you guys that info early. You will see it in your coach email for March, but you got early access to what's coming. What other stuff? The bikes in Canada and the bike special will continue through March. And another fun thing from March, which I'm really excited about, and this is something that I've talked about in my leadership corporate trainings, is in March, there'll be a 14-day free trial pass for BOD members to try Body, which I'm like, heck yes, because who here has tried Body? Like, it's such a different experience, right? It's so fun. Music's awesome. So I think this is another great way to, again, reconnect with your current customers, help them try something new, help them get excited for spring, and building that confidence to tackle a program or tackle Body and stick with it. I think that's pretty much it. You guys will see on the March calendar, there's a lot of fun Body events throughout the month. So that's something else that they're definitely incorporating. There'll be a St. Patrick's Day themed workouts. Yay, we love that. And then they're doing just a couple other events for like 4 weeks and stuff like that. So you'll see that. Oh, one other thing, they're doing like office hours with Alana as a Body event, which I think will be cool too, to kind of walk through nutrition side of things. And one thing that we talked about on our Emerald Mastermind this month that I know we're going to incorporate for the next test group is to do a weekly challenger call, like a Zoom call before our team call, that they can come and ask questions. We can talk through nutrition. We'll do a prep call, get them set up for the program. So I'm looking forward to more community and more connection as we take on this shorter program. I think that's all the announcements I had. Did I miss anything that anyone knows of? Okay. Recognition time. Who has someone to celebrate? Shout it out. Kick us off, Allie. Come on.
I was gonna see if anybody else wanted to go, but I love seeing Morgan back and Emily back. It's like a lovely reunion and I love it. Also love seeing a full screen. But I want to shout out Hannah, who is pushing so hard to get points on the board. She has so many conversations going and she's trying real hard. Sarah for kind of, we talked a little bit today, like realigning and finding what makes her happy and what excites her. Jamie for always kicking butt. I know she watches the recording. And guys, I'm just excited for March. Like, I just want to talk about, so I've been watching or I've been listening to Autumn's podcast on 4-week, or it's about 4-week gut protocol, and it is going to be legit. Like, you don't want to miss it. The results are incredible. We'll talk more next week, but I'm super excited.
Yes. What other recognition we got?
Well, thank you, Allie. I'm just gonna jump on here. It's kind of my one thing. I'm like you said, I've kind of touched back base and realigned myself because I've had a rough couple weeks. So this is kind of my first step, getting back on the call. Second, I know my girl Ashley, who finally jumped into coaching. She is halfway to Emerald. And she's got a couple more in the works that we're hoping will come through for her within the next week or so.
No hoping, she will, because you guys are a rockstar team. She knows better. What other recognition? I love these. Anyone? I wanted to shout out Rachel because she officially earned her invitation to Mexico for next year. I'm so excited for you and proud of you for using that moment to inspire your team and share with your team. She sent me this really cute post that I know she shared with her team, and I hope it excites you, Kaylee, and shows you that like you can earn these things and you can create these moments. Also wanted to shout out Jess and Amanda and Allie, who were all be going on the trip to Punta Cana with me in 19 days. I'm not counting or anything. So it's Allie's first trip and I'm so excited. I think it's Amanda's first actual trip because of the pandemic. But super proud of them. And I hope that it shows all of you guys that like, whatever you're doing right now matters, and that anybody on this team can be there if that's something that's aligned to you. And even Rachel, we've been talking about like, I don't know, like, because her husband can't go at that season time of the year. But I think it's cultivated this new fire within her to realize, like, no, this is now a team push for my team to show them what's possible and that they can achieve it too. So I know for me, that's what builds my cup. Any other recognition? Also, I want to shout out Katie because she's been super duper consistent this month and plugging into team calls. And I'm super proud to see you here again.
I'll shout out a challenger just because I feel like it's so important to do that. One of my girls who started with me back in like November time before the holidays really kicked off. She's a coworker of mine. She dropped the ball. She's also had like brain surgery before and gone through cancer and stuff. So she's gone through a really big health journey just up until this point. And so we started working out at school after the kids leave, like once or twice a week. And it's actually spiraled into another teammate wanting to join, and she just joined tonight. And so like, just try different things. Like if you're struggling with just inviting virtually, like on social media, wherever you work, like grab someone, hey, you want to work out with me? My friend who's joined tonight, she has a son who has Down syndrome, and y'all, he was loving Let's Get Up. Like he was kicking us out of the way, like moving us and everything. So like, just try something different. If you're feeling like a little deflated, it doesn't hurt to just ask someone, hey, let's do it really quick right here or outside or whatever. Anyways.
I think that's a perfect segue into some of the things I got in our coach pod that you guys wanted to discuss tonight. So maybe Rachel, you can kind of kick off. I know, putting you on the spot. Come on, you guys know me better. So one of the topics that Rachel asked to bring up tonight was connecting authentically. So maybe talk a little bit about what isn't working for you or what is working for you, whichever way you want to take that. And as she's speaking, or you guys think of anything else, this is your time to throw in the chat or unmute, and it's an open discussion.
Okay, so why I put that in there is because sometimes on like Facebook and Instagram, it doesn't feel real. Like it's harder to start that conversation because some people, people that we're asking most likely don't post every single day or share something every single day. So it's hard to really connect with them that way. I find that like my coworkers are some people that they know me through and through. They know who I am and what I'm about and how passionate I am about it. And I can talk to them about it. So the connection is there. I know their story better because we talk all the time. But for people that I don't know and that I feel like are kind of my cold market, who I don't really know that well, it's hard to connect with them on a deeper level and still hit my goals, if that makes sense. Does anybody else feel that way?
Yeah. Or does anyone want to give what's worked for them to?
Yeah. So I struggled, and I've talked about this over and over again. I struggled the same way. Like people that I knew, it was easier because I were my warm market, obviously, but cold market people were hard. And so when I started my mom group, which was my niche that worked for me, it has like exponentially increased my ability to connect with people, because I have that common thread with everyone I'm connecting to. So they're either a new moms, they're in the same stage of life I am. So we usually chit chat about like something mom related for a while. Like, oh, hey, I see you have 2 kids. How was the transition from 1 to 2 when I was pregnant with my son? And just making that common bond. And then they would see what I was doing. If they watch my stories, if not, I would invite them eventually, like, hey, by the way, like, I don't know if it's something you're interested in, but it's changed my life completely. So here you go, and see what they say. But that making that connection on the same level has been huge. So like for you, Rachel, like connecting with teachers, like really seek out teachers on social media and connect with them on something teaching related, or like, hey, where's your favorite place to find lesson plans? I don't know. Like that was something, I don't know if that's something you do, but like just connect in that way and then form that friendship.
Yeah, I've been trying to do more like my new ads on Instagram and Facebook. I've been trying to like zone in on teachers, and for me specifically, like pregnancy journey, trying to get pregnant kind of deal. I mean, there's a lot to find through, but I mean, it's just the people that you need to find, or you're gonna find them. So that's what I keep telling myself.
Anyone else want to add to that? Before I give my 2 cents. Only because I'm the grandma in the group. So I have completely shifted my business from working with like majority of people I knew or had a connection with someone that I knew to, I'd say now 80 to 90% of the people I enroll are completely like I've never met them before in life. But I would also say that when you get, and I'm not like tooting my own horn, but when you get really specific on talking about your pain points, that builds trust. So one of the things that was in the email today on the Diamond Insider is, this perfect segue. If someone's looking at your page, they're asking themselves, can she help me? And can I trust her? And that really hit me because just in the past week, I've had 2 phone calls with girls that I've never met before in real life. And it was the easiest thing ever. Now, mind you, one of them, I've been building the relationship for a year and a half, let's say. So it takes time, and everybody's yes at some point is different, right? I know that I like to tell my coaches, you're going to attract more of you. So if it took you 6 months to say yes to your coach, you're probably going to get that with your people. I'm not saying you can't hit Success Club in less than 6 months as you start out, but like, I think about Allie all the time. Imagine if I would have just like never talked to her again because she didn't want to say yes to coaching. No, I continued to expose her to what I was doing. I continued to build that relationship. And when the time was right, she said yes, because she knew that I was doing the damn thing with or without her. So she trusted that I knew how to build the business when she was ready to do it. So I think it's really important to think about as you're posting, and something that Jess shared with me is the Kendra Hall books these past couple of months, and storytelling, really getting to the nitty gritty of what's important to you and talking about it over and over and over again. Sometimes we think like, oh, well, I shared about that. Like, like I know Sarah has Crohn's, like I shared about that last month. Well, that's cool, but like you should be talking about that on a very regular basis, because that is something that is very relatable to the niche that you want to work at. Same thing with Katie, was like asking, what do I post about? Like having a new dog is a whole character season of life that I know nothing about, right? But like she knows everything about, and knows the struggle of sleep, knows the struggle of potty training, knows the struggle, like all that stuff, right? That's pain points. She's laughing because she knows. So like those are the things that I feel have authentically connected. And not to make this like a tangent, but I also think, like Ali was saying, where you find your people. So like I really heavily search in Philadelphia on the places that I go to. So like the girls I'm signing up tonight, she went to the same like restaurant bar that I went to last weekend, because we think alike. And she's like, we're meant to be friends. Like, that's just how you kind of start building. So I'd say the quicker that you can like really hone in on who you are and what you like and the stories and the pains that you have, and work with your coach to help pull it out of you. So long-winded answer. I didn't mean to take it all over. Jess said lately what's working for me too is completely random stuff like TV shows I'm binging. Yeah, another great idea is my goal was this month, but didn't really happen, is on like a specific day of the week, get to know you post. I know Allie does this with her Target runs. So she'll like go to the Target dollar section once a week or maybe like twice a month and post polls about them. Why? Why do you do that, Allie?
Because moms love Target. And because it connects with people that I want to be friends with. And so my engagement, so stories, Instagram and social and Facebook are all based on, like, if when people are watching your story, they're going to show it to more people. And so on those days I post those polls, I usually get 500, 600 views on my stories. Usually it's like 90 to 100. So that's why I do it. And to make those connections. And I'm like, oh my gosh, isn't that bunny so cute? And like, whatever, we chit chat about random crap, but then I'm forming that connection.
Wait, what do? You post polls?
So look at I just did it this morning. So look at my Instagram. It should still be up there. Yeah, I posted this morning. So I go randomly. Wednesdays are the best day to go to Target for the bullseye section. But I just post, like, take pictures of random stuff that I find that's cute and just post like, do you love it or do you hate it? And that's it. You can do the same with clothes. Like, I have friends that do go try on clothes at Target once a week and do it that way. But it gives you lots of engagement. And then post something like the end of the run, like tonight, I'll post something I want people to see, like about my business, about what I'm doing, because they're already watching my stories and my engagement's high.
So like you could start doing that around food and like nutrients with gut protocol coming up, but you can also do it around stuff that, like, TV shows. Jess was talking about Love is Blind. It's so true. Like, I was just thinking about, I've like binged the new Inventing Anna show on Netflix, and like, you just got to think about what do you spend time doing and what draws your attention. And it can be so stupid, guys. Like, it sounds ridiculous, but like, I know my audience loves picking my outfits. Do you think that I care what outfit they pick? Like, I love y'all, but like, I don't care what your answer is. I just know my audience, it invites them to be a part of my journey and who I am and what I'm doing. And it fosters that trust and connection. Any other tips on connecting authentically?
I noticed yesterday I was like AWOL yesterday on my social media. I was not feeling good. But first thing I posted, 150 people looked at it because they were like, wait, she normally posts, like, where is she? I need to figure out what's going on. So I might do like a detox day, like once a week or something.
So there's a Angie Bellamar did the national wake up call a few weeks ago, and she talks about that. And so if you take off from social media for 24 hours, it's like a reset of Instagram and Facebook. And so you have to make sure what you're going to post when you get back is good, like something you want people to engage with, but you will get a lot of like more interaction and content just from taking that 24. But you have to like be silent on social media for 24 hours.
Cool. I think the main thing is just like owning who you are, guys, and not being afraid of that, because the more you're yourself, like I've noticed over the years, the challengers I enroll now, they don't return stuff. They're around for a few months at least. Like, it's that genuine, authentic work you put in over the months or maybe a year plus that they're invested. Well, I say that to be honest, because I think sometimes we're like, oh, I showed up on social media for 30 days. Why isn't anyone enrolling with me? And then I get frustrated. That's a bullshit cop out. Try 7 years and then talk to me, you know? And it's not to say I haven't had bad days. I haven't gone through shit the past 7 years, but people relate more when you can find a way to use those moments that are hard to connect in a way that you still have a boundary up of like what you want to share. I'm not saying like go share your deep dark secrets, because I think sometimes that's taken, but you know, I know for Rachel, like sharing her journey to pregnancy is a really, really hard thing, but so relatable, and she's going to help so many women through that. All right. Anything else on this? That was really good. All right. Kaylee asked, going from maybe or interested to a yes. Did you want to emphasize on that at all?
Sure. I feel like I've gotten several like, oh yeah, maybe I'm interested, like over the last few weeks, and like I follow up with them, like asking them what are their goals, what questions do you have for me, and I either don't really get a response back or get like very vague answers, and then they just kind of eventually ghost me. So just try, or they say like, oh no, that's not for me right now. Like, I'm not interested. Like once I give them more information. So I don't know, just trying to like figure out, is there something else I should be saying or doing to maybe get more yeses than no answers or no's?
Allie, I can see you smiling.
Yeah. So again, when I invited to just a challenge group, I was the same way. When I started inviting to this mom group that I run, like of 10 people I would reach out to, 5 say, yeah, I'd love it for more information. Like I want to take a look, at least 5. So it's get creative in what, like, you have a kiddo, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So like figure out like, do you want to, and I can help you with this, but set up like a group just for moms who are in the same position with you. Like she's 18 months, is that right? Like almost 2. Yeah. So like toddler moms, and you just make an invitation to target those people. And I always put at the end, and that you can use this for anybody. Are you open to taking a look? Is like the end of my invite. That's not like, what goals do you have? It's like, people are like, well, yeah, I'll take a look. Like there's no harm in taking a look. And then once they talk to you, they're like, oh, okay, I need this. Now, of course, I still get no's, even if after I share everything, but inviting to something that you're passionate about has made the biggest difference for me, to be completely honest.
Yeah.
I would also say, Kaylee, because you're new, share every conversation you're having in our coach pod. And it does 2 things. Number 1, you're a freshman right now. So you're learning skills on how to tackle objections, how to answer questions, how to give the information, because you love what you're doing. And I'm not saying what you're saying is wrong. It's
Right.
just, there's like, tag us in. We're all a team to help you cultivate how to have those conversations. And that goes for anyone on this team. Like maybe you've been out for a while and you haven't had those conversations. We don't expect you to like throw to the wolves and know what to do. Like all of us, I mean, your coach has been doing this for 4 years. Allie's been doing this for 3 years. Like we just have more experience and we're not emotionally attached to the person that you're talking to.
Right.
So often what I see for new coaches is you guys are so invested in the person to enroll that sometimes we either word vomit, we forget to ask questions. We get like so personally offended when they say no, or they don't answer, or they ghost. And then what happens? What do we do? This isn't working. Like, I'm not going to invite anybody else. When in reality, it's just that you're learning. I need to pull, like Jess and I should pull some combos, or like anyone from, 6, 7 years ago. You guys would laugh so hard on things I said to people, but you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. You can control the action you continue to take and learn as you go. So I would just say that don't take it as you're doing anything wrong. It's just learning to ask more questions and listen more as a new coach. I never know who's going to say yes. Like nobody's a yes until they complete the share card. I don't count on any of them. So you have to treat your business like you are working to hit your goals, no matter if that person says yes or not. And in the beginning, you're like, it's, what's the analogy? It's like the pendulum, like when you start a pendulum, it's really hard to get it moving. You're putting in all this effort. It's just going a little to the side. But once you get it moving, you're like, oh, okay. Like I can stay in this momentum. I know what I need to do. Like Allie's saying, like usually 10 people ends up being 1 enrollment, give or take. So, I would encourage you to keep screenshotting your conversations and let us help you, that you're just a freshman and we're seniors and grad students. So tag us in, girl.
All right, I will.
Any other suggestions on getting a maybe to a yes? Rachel said every new prospect is going to be different and someone on the team might be able to help with them personally. That's true too. Like, you never know. Like, I always think of Sarah with her Crohn's. If there's anyone I'm talking to that has Crohn's, I know there's Sarah or my other friend Steph that I would go to ask, like, hey, what questions can I ask? Or hey, like, what's really helped you? So that's another reason that we encourage you to share your conversations with the team. Because we just know of more of this kind of background stories of who might be able to give a testimonial or something like that. Anything else? I think we had one more question that is kind of similar, but Allie wanted to bring up closing the deal. So you want to emphasize on that, Allie?
Yeah, so I think that really the point I wanted to make when I mentioned that to you was the whole funnel aspect. So like me hitting Success Club 10 most months does not happen from me having, that many new conversations each month. It's more of like people that I enrolled, a lot of people I enrolled in February, I started this conversation in December. So if you don't start the conversation of like casually talking about, what you're doing, the workouts, they see your progress, they watch your stories, guys. So if you're showing up and you're doing the work, they're going to see that. And then, every month I'm like, hey, I have this new deal. Do you want it? Like the promo code. And then of course people jumped in this month. But I think the hard thing for a lot of new coaches is, one, you want to word vomit because it's hard and you're excited and you want to share everything. But getting that turned around to, yes, I'm so excited. And I think for me, what's helped most is, like I said, when you ask, like, do you want to take a look, is like, they're telling you what they need help with. So you're like, how's your fitness? How's your nutrition? And they're like, well, I really suck in XYZ. And so you think of the 4 pillars of nutrition, community, accountability, and fitness. And so what of those 4 do they need from you? And how are you going to give it to them? And so showing them what you're going to offer, I think, is the best way to close the deal. But I love any other opinions.
Biggest thing I'd say is you need to put a timeline on it. If you send a share cart and say like, all right, here's your cart. There's like no heat. There's no feet to the fire for them. If I say, hey, I have this promo code that's available for the next 24 hours. I sent it with your cart. Let me know when you get it set up today. It's like these subtle things that you can do to say, like, I'm starting my prep week this Monday. So like, you're not being pushy, but like, just like homework in school, you need a deadline. Just like goals at work, there's things that are due on time. This is nothing like new in our lives, right? Like, you got to pay your taxes by April 16th. That's annoying AF, but you know what? There's a deadline. So I think for me, knowing when a challenge group starts, backtracking to knowing when I need to fill it. And sometimes I think our team, because you guys know you can add anyone anytime, we get a little lax. So instead, if you go into March saying, I'm filling my group with my goals by March 15th, then you're not freaking out at the end of the month like I'm feeling right now, because I know last month killed my momentum this month. And it's not an excuse, but like really setting, I've seen Allie shift this so much because she used to work till the end of the month and like freak out. But now she like schools me and she pushes me because she's like, no, the challenge group is starting March 15th. So SC is done by March 15th. And she shows up to her business to make that. It's like, that's her end of the month. You know what I mean?
I was going to add at the beginning, like if you think about any website you go to buy something from and you just kind of put it in your cart, I mean, how many times do they send an email to you, just that gentle nudge of, hey, it's still sitting here? I think that should give us all the comfort that, what we're doing when we kind of do those little nudges when you send the cart isn't abnormal. I mean, we get them from every major, I shouldn't even say major, every retailer that you even think about something on. Oh, hey, I saw you eyeing this. It doesn't even have to be in your cart type thing. So, just kind of remember that as we're working, is that while it may feel, especially at the start, it may feel uncomfortable, but we're not doing anything that another business hasn't already done and we have said is okay.
So true, Katie. I mean, and people thank you for following up, even if it's not the right time. Like, y'all know we're so bombarded by so many things right now. Like, they need the reminder. If you're working with moms, how many things do you guys forget? Come on, you need the reminder, right? So like that should be the permission slip. I think Kaylee, you were saying like, I don't want to be pushy. That's a permission slip to rip off the Band-Aid, girlfriend, and go be the reminder. Like go be the email to say, hey, my community is still here for you. Is this a good time for you? Have you gotten a chance to look at the cart? Do you have any questions? Always pulling that question up out of what you're doing, I think is so key. Any other tips for closing the deal, and then we'll finish up, guys? Keep using your message pods. That's what I'd say, because we're all in this together. This was so fun though, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it brought you some reminders that you're not the only one feeling the way you are. And let's finish February strong first, and then let's go learn the heck out of this new test group, and let's fill the call next week. Please invite your challengers. Please invite your coaches. Let's make it like a multi-screen thing, because it's autumn and it should be that way. And let's go launch the heck out of this so that we can rock our goals as we move towards Summit. I hope you guys have a fabulous last day of February, and I will talk with you next week. Bye, guys.